The time has finally come, and I'm so excited to be doing this with you, my very own brother and friend, a business partner, confidant, just to mention a few. You're welcome, Mr. Wisdom Ezekiel.
Thank you very much, Doctor. This is going to be an awesome time. Thank you for always being an inspiration and being a strong bedrock that one can always rely on. Uh, Today, we started this particular journey. And this journey did not start today. It started about 14 years ago, where we came together under the umbrella of the Pertinence Group. And
Correct.
we wanted to see how we can empower people all over. We started by saying we wanted to just empower 100
Just 100.
millionaires,
Yeah,
just 100. If we can get 100, at our last count, we would have gone well over 1,000 people who
definitely.
have been empowered to become multi-millionaires.
Mm.
Now we are no longer even just raising millionaires, we are now raising billionaires. We
Yeah,
still
by
had
the
a
grace of
meeting
God.
last week with a few of our guys who
Yeah.
are now doing turnover in billions,
Correct.
and there are just a few out of many of them who, I was just also reporting some other of our mentees who have also crossed the billion naira mark in terms of revenue, and some of them are even doing about 6 billion and all of that. So, but we looked at it and said, look, as much as this number looks very big to some people, we can start from somewhere. Let's see how we can bring this financial system to people. How do you come from nothing to something? How did we become those guys who were on the street, who could not afford to pay house rent, could not afford to buy a car, could not afford anything meaningful in life, to people who are now raising multi-billionaires? I
Correct.
think there's something we know that we can say to people that can take them there. So I want to start um, this particular session by asking you a few questions. And, the question is for us to be able to discuss, really. In this smart money research, what is that thing that makes people, all right, not to reach their financial goals? What are those things that you have discovered that makes people not to hit their financial goals?
All right. Thanks so much. I love the story you started with. We promised our audience there is going to be a lot of storytelling. As much as we love to teach principles, we have come to realize that people want to feel that you are human. They want you to really tell the process, not just the principles. They want reality, they want to feel it. And it's going to be, we are not holding back. We're going to just spill everything as you will love to hear it about our journey. Now, you started by saying we came together, both of us, and we set a simple goal. Remember,
Mm.
the goal is to raise 100 millionaires. I remember
Mm-hmm.
we told ourselves then that it's not possible for you to raise 100 millionaires and you will not be a millionaire.
And remain a thousandaire.
It's not possible. So, as much as that was our focus, we knew it was going to help us. Now, we were done with that. We changed gear and said, in our lifetime, we are looking forward to a time where we can count up to 1 million people that can point in the direction of both of us or our organization that they've been able to make their first 1 million. Even if it's in Naira, before we now talk about global millionaires, but at least your millionaire status should be confirmed. So that goal was definite, it was specific. And most of the time, people are not that clear as regards what they want to achieve. We want to make 100 millionaires. Remember, we even set a time frame. Our journey was for 5 years. We drew like the plan for the first 5 years of the business. What we want to do every year, every month, every week, even to our daily routine. Until your goal is structured to impact on your daily routine is just a wish. If
mm,
your goal does not influence what you do on daily basis, it's still a wish, it's not a goal yet.
mm,
Every goal must be broken down to impact on how you live your life on daily basis. So, as much as we are focusing on goal setting today, I don't want you to live without taking note of this. So,
mm,
I want us to stop now and reflect. What is that goal that you set for 2026? So, I want you to reflect right now.
mm,
Now, in that reflection, I want you to begin to ask yourself, what have I done today that will impact on helping me achieve that goal? What did I do yesterday that will impact on helping me achieve that goal? What am I going to do tomorrow that will influence the achievement of that goal? If you cannot find exactly what you are doing that you can point directly to helping you influence its achievement, then it's not yet a goal.
mm,
So the answer is simple. Most people thought they have set goals, but in the actual sense, they've not set a goal.
mm, mm, mm. I think that's very correct because at our Real Talks retreat this year, I
Mm,
thought about how to set smarter goals.
mm,
Before now we set smart goal, we stop at the T, all right? But at this particular Real Talks retreat, I was talking about smarter goal. There are two things have been added. Number one is evaluate, and the other one is reward. So it means that when you are going to set goal, you have to make your goal specific. You
mm,
have to make it measurable. You
mm,
have to make it achievable. It has to be realistic. It has to be time bound.
mm.
But there has to also be evaluation,
Yeah.
and you have to now set a reward.
Mm,
One of the things I can remember that we usually do every year is
mm.
to set a reward for
What?
achieving a
Yeah.
goal. To be sincere, um, the reward that we set for ourselves last year, we did not get it because we did not hit the target we were
Yeah.
looking
It's
for.
simple. So,
We didn't hit it.
yeah.
But
No
this
result,
year,
no reward.
no result, no reward. So this year, I can't wait to. I am working night and day, both at home and abroad, to ensure that I hit the goal.
Mm,
And you have said it very clearly. Most of the time, people did not set the right kind of goal. They
exactly.
set ambiguous goals, goals like I want to be rich or I want to be richer this year. There's nothing called you want to be richer this year. That's just motivational talks.
Yeah.
When you want to set the right kind of goal, you must set the goal that will put you running, that will make you start taking steps, that will make you take steps every day. If
Mm,
you don't set those kind of goals, then you can never get to that point where you can become financially free. I think another thing that I've identified is that most people are schooled wrongly when it comes to finances.
mm, mm,
So we know we say we have education, we have all kinds of education, but you see, um, most people have been programmed wrongly when it comes to
mm.
finances. They told
True.
them go to school, get a good grade, get a good job, then you can now have good financial outlook. But we have come to realize that it's not always the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Many people are financially illiterate,
Mm,
but academically literate.
yeah. No,
Financial
they are writing today's exam with the syllabus of 100 years ago.
20, two
The
hundred and
syllabus
fifty
has
years
changed.
ago. you know, so
Mm,
we have so many financial illiterates, but at academic literate people.
yeah.
And no matter how academically literate you are, or how academically sound you are, if you don't add financial education to your education, then your education is not complete.
Mm,
Because at the end of the day, the end goal is that you should have a better life. So that particular financial education is what gives you a better life. I remember while we're just coming up, those days you can remember vividly. where we used to challenge ourselves with reading of books.
Mm.
Will come, myself, you, Dr. Oladipo
Oladipo.
Clement, and we'll just be in the parlor or be anywhere we find ourselves. We'll just be talking about the books we have read. We deliberately started schooling ourselves
Mm.
in the things of finances because we wanted to ensure that we have enough financial education. That's why somebody may be financially free without academic education, all right, and the person that has academic education without financial education can still be in
Struggling.
financial bondage and struggling, because financial education is very important. It's not about speaking English. It's not about speaking English.
All right, that's why we are bringing to you the Smart Money Reset, SMR.
Mm.
We want to help you reset the way you think, act, and live your daily money moves. You see, when you mentioned earlier about reward that comes with smarting, for setting smart goals, I told myself shortly, if someone sees you flying your private jet, they won't understand the work that has gone behind it. That it's a
Mm.
reward for a goal that you set for yourself, right? And it will, someone will sit somewhere and say, all these rich people say, this money that you are supposed to use to help poor people, you are using it to buy private jet. But they
Even
forgot
Jesus said, "The poor you have with you
you always
always."
have with you. You know, yeah, you see, if you don't um, send your money in the right errand where it's supposed to go, it will always disappear without you knowing where it's, went to.
Mhm,
The
mhm,
problem is not earning enough. There are many people that feels that the reason why they have not been able to create wealth is because what they are earning is not enough. For
mm,
me, that's not the problem. You are not telling your money where to go to. You are not telling the money the right place it should go. So as a result, the money keeps disappearing.
mm.
Now, all we are just trying to do is to see how we can help people begin to send money in the right direction. So, in our journey of wealth creation, would you like to share some of the places where we have been able to send money errand from when it was little, not now,
Hmm.
when we weren't earning enough, but yet we ensured that our funds went the right direction? Because if you
I,
don't send it the right errand,
mm.
it will disappear.
I think the one that, in fact, this is a culture that started very early with us. I think the one that is very fresh in my mind right now. I know there is a lot of it. I know one time we came together and we started buying shares, started savings and doing all of this. But the one that really, rings bell in my mind right now was the day you came to the office and you told me you just read a particular book. I think you even brought that book that day, and you showed me where the man wrote that if you as an individual you are saving and your business is not saving, then that you are stupid. That was the way the man put it there.
Exactly.
He said, then you are stupid. I'm not the one saying somebody is stupid. I'm just saying that's what the book said.
But you know what? At times, you need to take some insult. Eh? When a boy say, "I no go fit take this insult," or you need to take some insult. When the insult enter you, you will change.
You will change. You
People,
make
that's what you
adjustments.
teach them. So please
Mm.
continue. The man said it straight to our faces. You are
You are
stupid if you don't
stupid.
have savings for your business regularly. Yeah.
So, and right there and there, you and I made a decision that we are going to set savings for ourselves and our business. We had savings for ourselves then, but we didn't have for the business. And that was where we started saving for the business. And having saved over the years, does that become a culture
Mm,
that we save both individually and corporate wise? Now, that savings, we have gone ahead to do some crazy things with that savings.
yeah.
When we're going to register the microfinance bank, that's the Petty Microfinance Bank, it was that savings that we
Mm,
took money from and registered. At first, it was a 50 million, whatever. CBN wrote us and said, no, you people, where you are, cannot be 50 million, it's 200 million. And we just went into the savings. collected another 150 million and met the target.
mm,
The second one was when we were going to also buy the hotel. The hotel has been there. Somebody had the hotel built and had a challenge and wanted to sell the hotel. And we bought the hotel. It was not the way it is right now. We bought the hotel. All those funds were savings. There are many things we have done with savings. I remember one time, it was even when we were going to buy tractors for
yeah.
our sites. All right. And at about that time, many years ago, it was over almost 100 million,
Mm,
and we just took money from savings and say, go and buy it. Now savings is one of those culture
mm,
that gives you some form of confidence.
true.
And I'm not saying confidence in knowledge, I'm saying physical confidence,
Mm,
manly confidence. I remember those days when we nearly started making money. I had one issue that I don't advise anybody to behave like that, but some somebody overtook me, and overtook. You know the way you overtake somebody wrongly,
yeah, yeah.
and you almost caused the person an accident. Me, I ran after the person, overtook the person, and we started talking, and on the traffic we were arguing, and I told him, I said, I will hit your car and I will buy you another one. That was a that was a stupid statement to make, but I was talking from the savings and money behind me. It was a young boy that just made money. I was just talking from them. But what I'm saying in essence is
Mm,
money gives you confidence. All
yeah.
right. So
Mm,
when you don't have at all, you see, he that has more will be given.
mm,
He that has not, even that which he has, will be taken away from him.
mm,
So when you have, there's a way when you have, you attract more. I said to people that success is looking for success.
mm,
So if you are not
mm,
successful, success
mm,
does not identify with
mm,
you.
mm, mm, mm.
So that's why rich people are always looking for rich people.
That's why they
you
don't
know,
want their children to marry poor people. You see a lot of these struggles.
did you see the one that happened recently?
Don't
It's
loud
somebody
it.
two of us know. All right. The son got married to somebody,
Yeah.
and it's rich versus rich. It's hardly will you see.
Mm.
If I even when you are a rich person and your daughter or your son comes home with somebody who is not in that level, the
Especially if
first,
it's your daughter.
especially if
Your
it's your
son
daughter,
can even make decision
especially,
to marry from the poor.
but for your daughter, you say, Madam, sit down. Did you think very well?
Don't
Except
don't dilute the bloodline of riches with poverty. Oh my God.
you know. So, but that's what happens when you have a backing. There's this song we sing, I get backing. Oh,
Mm,
you
mm.
have to have that backing
Yeah.
that gives
It
you
gives you
that
confidence.
strong confidence
Yeah,
that you
you,
can
you know
attempt things.
something now.
Yeah.
Most times when we talk about these things, people we always want to ask, what's the next step? I've had privilege to mentor a number of people in their hundreds, and it took time for me to reset my mentoring to be action based. Interestingly, it was one of my mentees that came to me and said, Sir, I love the way you teach us, you guide us, you do everything that makes us you're knowledgeable about the things we should be doing. But he said, don't you think you should make the action steps more specific by instructing us on what we should do, how much you must save at the minimum, where to put the money? He said, for some of us, we have the money, we don't even know where to put it. That's our problem.
Mhm.
So he said, we'll appreciate that you even let us know the places where you invest, where you put your money. Don't worry about any challenge that might happen. The fact that you are able to put your money there, we trust your leading. Let's go there. So, one of the things our audience might be interested in as we journey is getting to know what's the next step. For example, about 10 years ago, when that I read that book and I shared with you, and we made that decision instantly, and we started saving.
Mhm.
Now today, it has helped us as a business so much that we have even built something that can help other people adopt this. So if you are listening to us today and you have made a decision that you want to ensure that you don't spend all that comes to you, whether as an individual or a business, and all you just want to do is to automate these savings such that you don't even have to think about it. For example, if you're an employee, if your gross salary is 500,000 naira, your take home might be maybe 380, because there are deductions that will go from your salaries, and those deductions you don't get to see them. It doesn't come to you. You only see it on paper.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't plan with 500, you plan with 380. People should cultivate that habit. So that's why we would like to introduce you also to Genius by PettySafe. It's easy. Just go on Play Store for Android, iOS. Go there. If you are a business person, you download Genius Business. Genius by Petty Save Business. If you're an individual, you download Genius by Petty Save. It's on iOS, it's on Android. Download it, set up your account, automate your savings. Come back and thank us in 5 years from now. Wiseman has just shared with you some big things that we did just by cultivating savings habit. We have a number of shares we invested in. We've bought properties, bought houses, develop property, a number of things, just by ensuring that a fraction of everything that comes into our business on daily basis, you send it on the right errand. Because if you don't do that, the money will disappear, and the money won't tell you why it disappeared. That's the interesting thing. The money will disappear and it won't tell you why.
Somebody wrote a book. The
Mm.
book is titled "Who Took My Money."
Mm.
The the inspiration was drawn from "Who Moved My Cheese,"
Mm.
and the person asks, "Who took my money?" There are many people today. They have worked for a number of years, and as it is right now, they don't know who took their money. They're
Mm.
asking themselves, I've worked for 5 years. I've earned this amount of money for 5 years. How come I'm still experiencing this kind of level of financial situation?
Mm.
And they're asking themselves, who took my money? If you don't want to ask that question, it would be nice that you
Mm.
begin to put systems in place that can take out the money and put the money where the money ought to be. I read a book some years ago titled Automatic Millionaire.
Mm.
And in that book, I learned that until you automate your savings and investment, you may not be disciplined enough to be able to carry on the process. In fact, I now said that when you automate it, you don't need to be disciplined. You can even be a reckless spender. You don't need to be disciplined. All you just need is automate it.
Yeah.
Automate it. Usually when we're growing up, they say we should not put our bag where our hand cannot reach. No, I say no. When it comes to savings, put your
Put it
bag
there.
where your hand cannot reach.
Yeah.
The reason is that some people they save to spend
Mm.
as against save to invest. Your savings is supposed to grow to become an investment.
Mm.
It is the proceed of your investment that you are supposed to spend. But some people, or most people, let me not say some people, most people save to spend as against saving to invest.
Mm.
So what I'm saying in essence is that most people cannot reach their financial goal because they don't have financial discipline.
Mm.
And to solve the problem of financial discipline, we have introduced Genius by PettySave. Just go and download the app, and tell Genius every day, remove so and so amount from
Mm.
my account and save it for me. Then when you are done, you will now look for one or two investment within that our ecosystem and also deploy the money for investment. Because if you leave it to your own discipline, sometimes your discipline is not enough to carry
Mm.
you to the financial destiny that you want. So what we say is Discipline yourself to download Genius, and don't worry, don't be disciplined again.
And for some people, it
Hmm.
might even be fear, out of fear. But one thing I've observed about fear, it
Yeah.
keeps your money idle. But the
Mm-hmm.
problem with idle money is that time will always punish idle money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the money will keep
I
you
do
busy.
money is lazy money.
Yeah, and time will punish it any day,
Mm.
anytime. Because the longer the money stays idle with you, the more value is losing.
Mm.
So I always advise that you take that risk as an investor, because not investing is even a risk in itself. I've seen so many people that have regretted not investing. You remember the story of some times ago when we started selling a certain property somewhere around Boys Town in Ikpaja. Now, I remember we started selling at 5 million naira per plot, and people were skeptical. A number of people, like, really afraid to buy because they felt the land might have one or two issues. Now, 2 or 3 years down the line, the same property moved from 5 million to like 20 million. Now it's about 7 years now. That property is selling for up to 100 million, 110, 120. The same property people bought for 5 million. So those that were afraid of taking that risk, that fear in itself, not investing in itself, was a huge risk that they took. And
Mm.
today they have themselves to blame. Those that decided to take it seriously, see how it has changed their lives. I
Mm.
remember someone reached out to me recently, one of those that bought from me, my friend in the UK, and said he wanted to sell half a plot of that land. He ended up getting 55 million for half of that plot. How much did he buy it? 5 million naira.
Did you collect your commission from him? Or
He's my friend. You know what are friends for? Eh? What are friends for? So we must learn to take that risk. For example, on our platform, we have a number of properties that we are selling right now that people can buy. Make that decision. It's easy. What we did is to build a tech platform that makes it easy for people to subscribe, which is one app, right? If you go on one app, we have one app on what's it called, on Android and iOS too.
iOS, yeah.
Or you can use the web version if it's going to be easier for you. We can just put the link that with which you can go there. You see properties even as low as 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. Take that risk today. It's very important.
Yeah, because the risk you refuse to take today will hurt you tomorrow.
Mm.
I remember when we used to play in the capital market those days, you remember many
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah, yeah.
When the capital market crashed, a particular man, I had one man, was saying, well, thank God, though, I did not invest in capital markets. That me, I ate my money, I enjoyed my money, I bought things, I ate, and I said to myself, I said, you are the most foolish person.
Mm,
You did not invest, you ate the money. The person who invested in the capital market and the capital market crashed with his investment is better than you. You know
mm,
why? The person took risk that went bad, but he has learned from the risk.
mm,
You did not take any risk. The highest risk you took was to eat the money. And now two of you have the same situation.
mm.
You have lost the money. The
Yeah.
person in the capital market lost it to the capital market. You lost it to the soccer way.
Who
So
learns more?
so the person who is in the capital market has
Mm,
learned, all
mm,
right, built some momentum and capacity to do investment. But you that did not put in the capital market, you have learned how to pass things into the soccer way. You have not learned much. So
mm,
what we say is there will always be risk associated to everything you do.
mm,
Whether you take the step or not, there will be risk. What we want you to do is to ensure that you take calculated risk, take the steps towards your financial goal. So today we have talked about setting the right financial goal. We
mm.
have talked about following that financial goal, doing something every day
Every
to
day.
ensure that you are going towards your financial goal. We have
Mhm,
talked about taking action, especially in the area of going to become with to automate your whether it's your savings or your investment, as the case may be. Then we have talked about financial discipline,
mm,
and we have also talked about not being afraid to invest.
mm,
There are a lot of fraudulent people out there. There are
mm,
a lot of things that are going on out there, but don't be afraid. If you say na lie, na lie, na lie, the day to become na true, you
mm,
will not know. All right.
mm.
If you say you want to close your eyes for bad people
Bad
to
person
pass,
pass.
good people might not pass and you will never notice them,
Definitely.
because everything we do in life is risk taking.
Mm.
You fell in love with somebody, you got married to them. Now risk. Oh. I was in a meeting where we were asking ourselves the things that makes us afraid. We were like seven men there. All of us agreed that when we're going to get married, we had fears that hmm, yes, we are happy, the joy of you are going to get married. We're happy about it. We want to get into it. But there was still a little fear there that I said, are you sure? Are you 100% sure? You are going to live with this person for the rest of your life? Are you sure? But one young man in our midst said he's not afraid though.
Mm.
He is not married yet. He's a single person, and he told us he's not afraid. I say, my brother, whatever you are using, please keep using it for you not to be afraid. So all of us are
Mm.
afraid, but we take steps nevertheless.
True.
We yeah.
Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead, please. Let me
Yeah,
allow you to put your
we
thoughts.
all
Yeah.
move in spite of our fears.
Mm, mm,
We move knowing fully well that we are afraid, but you don't know that we are afraid.
true, true,
It's
true.
not everything we did with boldness, with bone face, that
Mm,
we were very confident about. Some of them were doing it with some reservation in our heart, but we still did it anyway. So take it, and sometimes if you can't take it with two legs, take with
mm.
one leg. When you have seen that is a good one, then you can put your two legs. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you see, another thing I observed in the journey toward creation, as it has to do with goal setting, is that most people set too much of short-term goals. Want
Hmm.
to achieve it too quickly. Sincerely, world creation is not a sprint, it is a marathon.
Hmm.
What we are talking about is building generational wealth, building wealth that will establish legacy for you. But most times, when we want to follow shortcut might promise you speed, but it will always lead to setbacks.
Hmm.
It might promise you speed, but it always leads to setback. So, in your journey to world creation, as you set your goals, it's okay to have the short term, the medium term, but don't lose sight of the long term goals, because those are the major goals. Those are the goals that will align with your purpose. And because it aligns with your purpose, there is nobody that can take it away from you. Nobody can talk you out of it. I remember when we started our business many years ago, we had a small office. We call it a cubicle, somewhere in Atmojo in Lagos. And we sit down there every day, holding meetings, both of us. And I remember I'll give example of three set of people that came to um, visit us and their reaction. One happens to be, no, this wasn't a visit. Our neighbor that happens to be like the caretaker or the landlord of the office
Yeah.
in there. Each time he comes out of his own office and looks at our office, he will just shake his head. There were times he even used the word nuisance, and we hear him insulting us, and we're just constituting nuisance here. Because at some point, we started going to the street to get people, like known entities, and gather them, and we'll be training, talking, oh God, speaking at the top of our voices, making noise. You are speaking, man of God, now for you, you are talking to two, three people, and you'll be shouting like you are talking to 500 people.
I wish they can show the picture. We took some pictures those days.
Oh my God. So,
Even if you see the picture, you will call us nuisance
I'm
lot.
telling you, so the guy will come and say, oh, these guys are just nuisance, right? But he couldn't talk us out of our purpose. We knew what we wanted. Those were the times we talked about raising 100 millionaires. Now, another person who was a mutual friend that also worked with both of us in the capital market came visiting one of those days, and there was no power, so we brought our chairs. Anytime we don't have power in the office, we take our chairs outside and sit in the lobby. That's where we would our board meeting, our management meeting, everything. We were the board, we were the management, we were the employees, everything, and both of us. So this man came and met us there, a mutual friend. We gave him chair and he sat with us. And while we started talking about our business, he just looked at both of us and said, "Please, can I just advise you guys?" We said, "Yes, why not? Go ahead and advise us." He said, "Don't you think you are talking too loud or you are doing too much? You say you are into real estate, you are into financial services, you are into oil and gas." And our oil and gas then was fuel treatment. You are into intellectual property, and the guy said, "Don't you think it's too much? Why not just take one or two?" And so we said, "Thank you." Immediately he stood up and left. Both of us looked at ourselves and we laughed, and after laughing we continue adding more to what we planned. Now the third experience was a friend of mine that came, is now a mutual friend of both of us too. He met us in the office that day and he sat in front of me. He was just driving past and said, "Oh, let me check these guys." And he asked me, "Oh, guys, so what do you do here?" And for about 1 hour, I was busy talking. Like, it was electrifying. And the guy at a point looked at me and said, "Guy, you have so internalized what you guys are doing here that I don't think anybody can talk you out of this."
Mm.
That is that person that believed. But many other people might not believe. But you know what? Truly, nobody could talk us out of it.
Mm-hmm.
The goals that we set aligned with our purpose. And once your goals align with your purpose, nobody can talk you out of your goals.
Mm. Mm.
Mm, nobody.
That's just it, because um there are people who are in the habit of setting goals that just excite them,
Mm,
not necessarily goals that drive them. Every goal you set should drive you, not necessarily just excite you.
mm,
It's good to set goals. I remember those early days. In fact, even up till now, we still do it. But it was even more intense in the early days,
mm,
where we would go to Canaan land. Hmm? What
mm.
we are going for is to go and set goals,
Wow.
go and sit on the goals, do everything that needs to happen. Because there are three things that must happen for your goals to become a reality. Number one is that you need to set it.
Mm,
Number two is that you need to program it.
mm,
Then number three is that you need to now make it a part of you. All
mm,
right. If you set it, you don't program it, it's here and there scattered. If you program it and you don't make it a part of you,
mhm.
is something that opportunities that are related with the to the goal will be passing you by and you will not be able to see them.
True,
So
true,
those
true.
days we'll take ourselves to Canaan land and we'll go and get, in fact, the rooms we used to get those days. I hope you used to remember. It's not those executive
No, no,
rooms,
it's
so
hostel. Bunk.
hostel bunk,
Bunks.
where we used to go outside to go and
Yeah.
use the toilet and bathe.
Yeah.
That's what we could afford. That's to show that, see, it's not about the fact that you cannot afford it. It's
Mm,
about the principle. Are you applying the principle? The
mm,
principle is clear. It is clear. Go into a place where you can set goals. Somebody will tell me, I don't have money to rent a hotel. You don't need to rent a hotel. Can you rent a hostel?
mm,
Okay, you don't have money to even rent a hostel. Just go in that environment, sit there for 24 hours. All right.
mm,
Or sit there for 12 hours. Then come back to your house and come and sleep. There has to be that programming, all right, that can help you get into your goal. At least you should do that once every year. If you don't even do it at all,
true.
once every year, take yourself out where you go and set the goals, program yourself with the goal, and ensure that you are in the goal. And really, what you have said is very instrumental. The goal has to be aligned with your purpose,
Mm,
because wealth without purpose is like giving a child a gun, the child can use it and do anything. It's like carrying a car key and give it to a 5-year-old child.
Yeah.
You have the car key, you can drive the car and cause more havoc for yourself. Why? Because you don't have purpose. Um, I recently saw a particular video that somebody did on YouTube, and the video was about a very wealthy guy,
Mm,
young guy, very wealthy. But when I saw all the things the guy owned, the
mm,
things he was buying, I just knew that this wealth will be short-lived. It's
mm,
more like the people we call money misroad. All right, money has come into the person's hand, and the person is using the money for something that will destroy the person himself. And we have seen a whole lot of that around people.
mm.
So what we are basing this particular today's episode of this particular smart money reset on is the goal setting. How
Yeah.
to set adequate goals that can help you become financially free. If you are playing a football match and there's no goal post, there's nowhere we can have any, we cannot record the goals scored in
Mm,
that
mm.
match because there's no goal post. The
Yeah.
same thing, if this year you have not set clear financial goals, then you can never attain that financial height that you want to attain, because your goals is what drives you to accomplishment, and it's even what makes you to measure what you have done, to know, oh, I set this particular goal this particular year, but I did not meet it, or I set it and I've met it and I've even surpassed it. But when there's no goal, you are not pursuing anything, nothing is driving you, nothing is waking you up every morning. And that's very important that we'll begin to look into.
Thank you. We have just 1 minute or 2 minutes to go for today. Don't worry, we are here with you for the next 28 days.
Yeah, every day.
We're going to be dishing it out and we'll be presenting opportunities too. I learned from my mentee, don't just teach people, show them what to do. So there's a barcode on your screen. Please scan that barcode. It will open you up to a world of real estate opportunities that you can take advantage of. Okay, our back end people say we still have like 18 to 19 minutes. Okay, initially they said 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. We're not going to do too much today. Don't worry. Let's just
Yeah.
taking it for the 5 minutes, 15 minutes a day is okay. We want you to hunger for more. Yeah, get hungry for more. Let's
No,
more.
it's even a way to ensure that you follow, because it's a
Yeah,
journey. It's a journey. We don't
exactly.
want to hurry into it, where
Exactly.
we pick a particular subject, we don't get to,
Mm,
talk about the subject very well.
mm.
So we want you to be able to follow through. So every day we spend between 45 to 50 minutes to be able to do this. And you'll be glad you joined us. So scan the QR code, the barcode, sorry, on the screen, and take advantage of all the opportunities that may be there. Or you can also go to the chat session. I think our technical guys will put some link on the chat section where you get to take advantage of opportunities that we have. Because while we are teaching you some of the things we have done that have brought us into wealth, we also want to give you practical steps that can lead you into wealth. Where we started,
Mm.
um, pertinence was not our first business, so most people don't know. Now, before we started pertinence, we used to do e-track,
Yeah, yeah,
Enterprise Training and Resource Acquisition Center. The
yeah.
reason why we started pertinence was that we told ourselves one day, come, you are teaching people how to become
How
financially
to build
free,
businesses.
how to build businesses, and yet you don't have any template that they can follow. That
Product
was why
services. Yeah.
we now registered and say, okay, why we teach you, we now give you a platform where you can practice what we are teaching you. And that's why this particular 28 days, we are
Mm.
not joking. Every time we are done, there will be one opportunity or the other that you can leverage on to get to the next level. You must become a millionaire this year.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
must become a millionaire.
Definitely. So we are not professors of business that cannot manage a barber's shop. There are many business professors, I've met a number of them. You need to see them teach in class. No, no shading. By the grace of God, I'm an academia too, so I understand what I'm saying. But we're not talking.
Academia with original PhD, not
Yeah, we are not talking
honorary.
stories here. We are talking practical, 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 practical. So we look forward to having every one of us online tomorrow again on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Those
Instagram.
three platforms. We will be there 8 p.m. Nigerian time every day. Maybe our media guys can help us redesign the flyers so that those in other time zones that wants to join can join easily. It's a 28 days journey, and I realize that some of them are interested in knowing, or you put clearly that 8 p.m. is Nigerian time, WAT, so they can be certain as to when we are on. But if we can add, if the flyer will not be too busy for people to know their time zones in US, in Canada,
US,
and
Canada, America.
UK, those three places,
Yeah.
it would be nice to have people join us from all over the world. Sincerely, it's been an interesting ride. This is the first day, and I know people are making decisions. It's already feeling like 7 days. I look forward to tomorrow, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all through. And by the seventh day, we will always do a review. So we'll allow you ask questions. There might not be room for questions today, but who teaches in classroom and will not allow students ask questions? Then what
Mhm.
kind of teacher are you? So we're going
Mhm.
to be open to take questions. We'd like you to start putting your questions together. It's going to be loaded these 28 days. This is just a start. One thing I assure you of is that we will push you into that river. You will swim in the midst of whatever and meet yourself on the other side. You should know the story I'm talking about. The king that said, I want to give my daughter out in marriage and up to half of my kingdom. I'm a very wealthy king, but I need a very courageous young man to marry my daughter. I want to be sure you take care of my daughter. And he told all the young men in the village or city to come, and they were all coming, brandishing what they have. They want to marry the queen, the king's daughter. And he took every one of them to a very large pool. And right inside that pool, you have alligators, you have all manner of dangerous animals, in the pool, crocodile, many of them. And he said, the person that will marry my daughter will be the person that will swim from this edge of the pool to the other end. If you come out at the other end, I'll give you my daughter, I'll give you up to half of my kingdom. And all the young men looked at themselves and were like, hey, this king must be crazy. Go marry your daughter by yourself. But while they were still arguing, everybody mumbling, they had a splash in the water. And suddenly they saw somebody swimming inside that water. And before you know it, bam, the guy got out at the other end on earth, escaped all the alligator, all the crocodile, and got to the other end and came out. And everybody started shouting and celebrating, like, wow, how did you do it? They carried him up, and he was just saying, leave me, leave me, leave me. And they were like, guys, celebrate. You have won. And when they left him, you know what he said? Please,
Push
who,
me.
who was that person that pushed me into this water? I want to know. So obviously, he didn't get into the water by himself. Someone pushed him. Both of us, we are here these 28 days. We're going to
To
push
push
you.
you. Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, we'll push you in and we'll see you on the other
The
side.
other side.
Well,
That was
so,
that's a very good way to end this particular today's episode. We are going to push you. I will
mm,
keep pushing you until you get to that destination. I remember one of our customers in the UK that we pushed to buy land. He
mm,
bought 1 acre of land, and many years later, he came to the
mm,
office and he was like, "Thank you guys for pushing me to
yeah.
buy this land." At the time, he didn't want to buy it, but today he's grateful to God that he bought it. One man told us a story when we're in Akuonjo of one of his friend, all right, that they
Mm,
used to live in Surulere then. Then Akuonjo looked like what will I call it? Akuonjo was like uh bush. When they were going to Akuonjo, it looked like they were traveling. Say we are going to Akuonjo, they were going to Akuonjo. It was looking like travel,
mm,
And he said that his friend came one day and said he want to go and buy land. He said, "Where are you buying the land?" He said, "Akuonjo." He said, "What? Akuonjo? Where is that in Lagos?" He said, "Don't worry, just give me the money." He said when the friends refused to give him the money, he went and used his own money and bought the land,
mm.
went and gave his friend the document and said, "You
Yeah,
are owing me for the
yeah.
land." The friend said, "Okay, no problem." He paid him eventually. He said, "No problem, give me money again. We're going to start building." And they started building small, 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 small. Anytime they go and visit the place, you'll be wondering, what are we doing here? This
Mm,
place is bush. Do you want to kidnap me or what? And that day in the office, he told us, he said,
mm.
"Today, that friend is no longer working where he used to work. He has retired. And that is the only
Only, yeah.
house that he
Mm.
has in
To
his life.
yeah,
And is forever indebted to him for forcing him to buy that house." So we're going to push you.
yeah,
You
yeah.
buy house, you buy land, you make investment, you make savings, you do everything because in 5 years' time, you come back to thank us. God
Wow,
bless you all.
wow,
This
wow,
today has
wow.
been a very fruitful one,
Thank you
and
so much.
we hope to see you again tomorrow.
And thank you to all our back office guys. They've been amazing. They
Oh
did all
yeah,
this setup to ensure that we're on Instagram, Facebook, and
and
YouTube
YouTube.
at the same time. Thank you for doing this. We'll see you all tomorrow. Bye now.
Bye for now.
Yeah.